Hey, what is up, mortals? It is VA here, and welcome to part number 7 of What If Deku Was a Power Ranger. Just wanted to greet you guys by saying sit back and relax. You're in for a treat. And so, we begin. Class 1A arrived at UA ready to face their third day of academic and hero training. All the students arrived at the campus with no fanfare or raging reporters looking for some juicy gossip. After all Might's not here in this timeline. The students of 1A all gathered in their homeroom. Every one of them wondered what their grumpy teacher would have them doing today. Aizawa stood in front of the students holding his yellow sleeping bag. Good morning, class. Today you all have a task of the utmost importance to do. The whole class froze in terror at the teacher's words. Many of the students wondered if Aizawa was going to threaten to expel the whole class if they did a poor job. Today, you need to pick a class representative. The sleepy-eyed teacher unzipped his sleeping bag and climbed in it. The students became ecstatic after hearing that they needed to pick a representative. For most classes, this was just a formality, but at UA, it was serious business. The students knew that being chosen as the class representative could mean getting offers from famous hero agencies after they graduated. So, naturally, everyone wanted to be chosen. In response to this epic show of enthusiasm, Aizawa just told the class to make their selections for the representative and the deputy representative before he finished his nap. The bleary-eyed man then zipped up his sleeping bag and promptly fell asleep. After several minutes of each student yelling over each other, Melissa came forward and made a suggestion on how to proceed. I think we should all vote for who we want as the representative. Tsuyu Asui replied to the perky blonde's idea.
But we just met each other. How do we know who we could trust with such a position? She has a point, Melissa. Besides, wouldn't everyone just vote for themselves?
Most people will vote for themselves. But anyone who does receive multiple votes, then, well, they must be worthy of leading our class. Most of the students agreed with the logic behind Melissa's plan, while a certain ashen blonde made several snide remarks, before agreeing to the plan. After the votes were cast, Midoriya received 3, Yaoyorozu got 2, and Melissa also received 2 votes as well. So, Midoriya was named as class representative. The emerald-themed boy stood in front of the class with his eyes bulging out, wondering how he got 3 votes. He also had no idea how he was going to choose between Melissa and Yaoyorozu. The lunch bell rang, and all of the kids went to the cafeteria. Midoriya and the Rangers all ate together. The 6 were joined by Uraraka and Ida.
Midoriya, you must be really excited to be the class representative.
I'm more surprised than excited. I can't believe 3 people voted for me.
It isn't surprising, Scales, when you take into account how you performed in combat training and your high score on the entrance exam.
Thank you, Kachan. It's a really nice thing to say.
Still pisses me off that no one else voted for me.
Jiro calmly ate her lunch when she responded to Bakugo's comment.
Did you really think anyone was going to vote for you? You got something to say, Jiro?
I just did.
Uraraka interjected before Bakugo and Jiro could get into a full-blown fight. Again, the perky brunette asked Midoriya why Bakugo always called him Scales. Midoriya explained that Ninjor gave each of his students an animal marking during their training. For some reason, the blue-armored hero gave Midoriya the marking of a dragon. Since dragons have scales, Bakugo took to calling the green teen Scales. It's not that imaginative, but he can blow stuff up, so there's that.
That is really weird.
You got something to say to me, Pink Cheeks?
Uraraka ignored the bombastic blonde's outburst and asked another question.
Midoriya, has Bakugo always been this enthusiastic? Pretty much.
Watch it, Scales. I will take you on any day of the week.
Calm down, Kachan. I was just telling the truth.
Melissa then spoke up.
I feel a little bad. I know it is silly, but I kind of wanted to win.
Tenya made an enthusiastic reply. It is not silly at all, Melissa. In fact, your idea for electing a representative was extraordinary. That kind of decisiveness has all of the hallmarks of a great leader. The blue-haired boy then made several robotic gestures with his arms.
The robot man is right. I think you would make a great leader, Melissa. Anyway, Ida, I thought you would want the position. I mean, you look the part with the glasses and all.
Uraraka, I don't think you should be choosing a class leader based on their facial accessories. The enthusiastic brunette got a shocked look on her face at Jiro's comment. I won't argue that I had my eye on the position. But wanting something and being ready for it are 2 very different things. I learned that working at the Ida family agency. The group, except Bakugo, all got curious looks on their faces at the mention of Ida's family. Uraraka ended up being the one to vocalize what everyone at the table was thinking.
Ida, I've been wondering about your family. Admit it, you're super rich.
Ida cleared his throat as Uraraka and Midoriya glared on. I was hoping to keep this a secret. It gets complicated when people learn about my family. Now everyone at the table wanted to know. Have any of you ever heard of the turbo hero Ingenium?
Oh, I know all about him. He's a super popular pro hero who has over 35 sidekicks working with him at his Tokyo agency.
Ida stood up straight and proclaimed that Ingenium was his elder brother. The bespectacled boy then went into a long and exuberant explanation of Ingenium's many virtues. By the end of the explanation, it was clear to everyone at the table that Ida wanted to be a hero just like his brother. Suddenly, an alarm started sounding. The 1A students all wondered what was going on. Wasn't exactly typical. Bakugo grabbed a fleeing student by the jacket collar and asked what the alarm meant. The student told them it was a Priority 1 alert. In the 3 years he had been at UA, they'd never had one before. So the teen figured it must be bad. The 1A students went to evacuate with the rest of the students until Melissa spoke up.
Everyone, stay put for a moment.
The blonde girl closed her eyes for several moments.
It's okay. It's a false alarm. A sensor was set off on the other side of the campus.
How do you know that, Shield?
The security system told me.
What the crap?
This video was sponsored by Honey. Honey is a free browser add-on available on Google, Opera, Firefox, Safari. If it's a browser, it has Honey. Honey automatically saves you money when you check out on sites like Amazon, Papa John's, and Kohl's. Wherever you shop, it's a good chance that Honey can save you money. All you have to do when you're checking out at these large sites is click that little orange button, and it'll scan the entire internet and find discount codes for you. It takes 2 clicks to install Honey. Now, anytime you check out, Honey will scan the whole internet and find coupon codes for you. If there is a coupon code, they will find it. And if there isn't a coupon code, you can rest assured that you are getting the best price possible. If you install Honey right now, you can save so much money on your online shopping doing basically nothing. There's no reason not to install Honey. It takes 2 clicks, 10 million people use it every day, and it has over 100,000 5-star reviews. Unless you hate money, you should install Honey. Use the link in the description to start saving money now. Midoriya was the one to answer Bakugo's question.
She can communicate with machines. I saw her do it at the entrance exam.
Bakugo nodded at the green teen. Midoriya's words carried a lot of weight with Bakugo, though the spiky blonde would never admit it out loud. Jiro then spoke up.
Guys, we need to do something. It sounds like our fellow students were in such a panic to evacuate that they're now crammed in the hallway. If they stay in that panic state of mind, someone's going to get hurt.
Don't tell me you have enhanced hearing, Jiro.
A slight smile came across the serious girl's face.
I have enhanced hearing.
Bakugo's face broke out in a menacing expression.
I told you not to tell me that, damn it.
Jiro paid no attention to Bakugo's outburst and continued.
I also have telescopic sight, but I can choose when to activate them. That is really cool, but we need to see about our classmates.
The group went to the cafeteria exit. The 1A students found the situation in the hallway just like Jiro said. Upon seeing the scene, Ida got an idea. Uraraka, use your power and make me float. The round-faced girl was confused. After all, she wasn't Pennywise, but she did as Ida asked. Ida floated up above the writhing mass of panicked students. The blue-haired boy then used his engines to propel himself through the air. Ida grabbed onto a pipe above the exit to the hallway and rested his feet on the doorway itself. The other 1A students could not help thinking how Ida looked like the guy on the emergency exit signs. It's all right. It was a false alarm. Even if this was an attack, we should not panic. We are UA students. Let's show everyone why we are the best. The crowd calmed down at Ida's words. The mass of students then calmly exited the hallway. On another part of campus, Nezu, Ninjor, and the other staff members stood outside of a security room.
The alarm was triggered from this room, but I don't think anything was taken.
I don't like it. Why break into this security room in the middle of campus? Ninjor walked over to the security panel and typed in some commands. What are you doing, Ninjor?
Yes, don't keep us in the dark.
As you know, I worked with the staff to upgrade the security system on the campus and other UA facilities. One of those upgrades included a grid signature detector.
Let me guess. That is a device that would detect any grid signatures.
True in part, Mr. Principal. The device would detect any undocumented grid signatures, meaning that there should only be 8 signatures on this campus, that being Doggy, myself, and the 6 Rangers. Ninjor finished typing in his commands. Well, look at that. There was a Ranger signature in this room. That is what set off the alarm.
A very useful device to have, Ninjor.
It still needs some work. It's only a prototype that David Shield built for me. The device can only detect grid signatures on the campus. Its range is limited, and so is the information it can give. Ninjor then started looking over the information that it did give. What does it say, Ninjor? It says that the energy belonged to a male Dino Ranger. I'm afraid that I cannot be more specific than that. Well, that is something at least. You said that this was a prototype. Does that mean there's a finished product? There is, Doggy. David is finishing it now. I should be able to install the final product shortly. I will also run the information from the prototype through the new system to see if I can get any new information.
That sounds like a good idea. Can I ask why you installed a prototype device?
Well, Doggy and I felt that we might be dealing with evil rangers at some point. I felt the sooner we installed the system at UA, the better. It turns out I was right.
Well, I applaud your foresight.
Aizawa had been silent throughout this discussion, but he decided to speak up. What do you think the point of this break-in was?
It's hard to say, but I get the feeling this was a declaration of war.
Class 1A gathered back in their homeroom after the alarm was turned off. Midoriya and Yaoyorozu stood in front of the class. Aizawa stood the class that they now needed to pick the class officers. But before they did that, Midoriya spoke up.
Guys, I think that Yaoyorozu should be the class representative, and Tenya Ida should be the vice representative.
Both Momo and Tenya were shocked by the Emerald Teen's proposal.
Yaoyorozu showed that she was very capable in the combat exercise, and Tenya showed great leadership skills during the alert.
Mito Bro has a point. Ida acted swiftly and got everyone to calm down.
Yeah, it was funny how he looked like an emergency exit picture. Emergency exit Ida.
A round of laughter circled the class. Just pick a representative. I do not care who it is. Okay, if you see fit to give this position, then I will do my best to live up to it. Thank you. Midoriya went back to his seat as Yaoyorozu and Ida led the class elections. Why'd you hand off the responsibility to Ida and Yaoyorozu? Scales, that is not like you.
Well, I thought about it, and it made no sense for me or Melissa to be class representative. After all, Kruger has us on a tight training schedule. Sticking to that schedule does not leave enough time for such duties.
I guess that's a good point, Scales. I thought it was because you were afraid of Yaoyorozu.
I am not afraid of Yaoyorozu.
So you don't think she's beautiful?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
So you do think she's attractive?
Yes, okay. She is very attractive.
Well, at least your eyes are working. This is also good. You don't need another fangirl buzzing around you.
I have fangirls? What? Who?
If you can't tell that, then there's no hope for you, Scales. And so the day ended. Class 1A had their new representatives, and Midoriya, who was wondering who these quote-unquote fangirls were, Class 1A was also left wondering what would happen tomorrow. Meanwhile, in the security room that was broken into, Ninjor and Kruger were talking about the incursion. How is the new system coming? I just got all of the hardware installed. Now I just have to let the software finish updating. The whole thing should be up and running by tomorrow. That is good to hear. Of course, it would have gone faster if your catty friend was handling this instead of me. No one is better at technology than she is, but we both agreed that she was needed on the special project more. I know that, Doggy. It just feels like I am always trying to keep up when it comes to security tech. I understand, my friend. But we all have to do what we can. Doggy stroked his chin in deep thought. I did hear from my adjutant. She told me that she finished the modifications to the Hartford gene resequencer. That is good. The Rangers will need all the help they can get. This unknown Ranger signature has me very worried, Doggy. I share your concern. But the only thing we can do is prepare, which is what we are doing. You know, he is probably behind this. You can't know that for sure. He was locked in his own universe by the Morphin Masters. You know an ambition like his cannot be contained. No matter how many walls you put in his way, he will find a way to achieve his objective. If this is his work, then that should be even more reason for us to double our efforts. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in the story thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, we've got a second channel called Anime Deep Dive. Anime Deep Dive goes deep into the facts and lore of a wide variety of anime. It's sure to expand your weeb knowledge for all kinds of series guaranteed. On top of that, we have a third channel called We the Celestials Naruto What Ifs. It's what we do on this channel already, but in the vast world and lore of Naruto. Go check it out if you're in the mood for some jutsu action. I'd like to let you all know, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details will be in the description below. If you're perhaps interested in what we do here at WTC, then I would like to extend an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being, we only accept members 16 and older to join our crew. You can find us on our Discord, which you can locate in the description below. Our Discord is an all-around fantastic place to be, whether you're a fan or looking to join our band of misfits. All you gotta do is hit up the recruitment server and sign up for whichever category of work fulfills your interests. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video. So thank you all for watching, and have a great day.